welcome to the 80th episode of Impact Media Presents. I am so excited to share this 80th episode of Impact Media Presents with one of my all-time favorites in the industry, Michael Swanson. How are you, Michael?
Hi, Kelly. I'm great. It's good to be with you.
It's good to be with you. And I was so happy to have Christine at my milestone 75th and now you at my 80th. You have been so supportive of me and Impact Media Entertainment Coalition from the beginning before I moved here. I'm just so grateful to both of you for, one, the content that you create that allows me the opportunity to celebrate content that I truly believe in and believe the world needs to see. And just being who you are as people, as believers, as friends, I'm just so grateful to you. So thank you for being here and making time, because I know that this is a tough week and you both found the time to do this, to be part of my 12 Christmas favorites. You are number 10, not in order of preference. So, and I'm so excited. When I saw Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations in 2019, I was completely blown away, and then found out that you were an investor. And of course, since then, it has just, with the pandemic and so much going on, and it came back to LA over the past week. I've now seen it twice.
Thank you. That's great.
Like my cast page.
Yes.
I'm ready. It has, I didn't think it could get any better. It is just so phenomenal. So tell us about you and your involvement in Ain't Too Proud.
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for all the wonderful work you do. You have been incredibly supportive of Christine and me over the years in our work. And so shout out and much love to you. We really appreciate your unwavering support all these years. So thank you. Ain't Too Proud. It is my joy. I got involved with Ain't Too Proud when I saw an early performance, and 10 minutes into the performance, I'm like, this is so good. You know, I'm a producer.
Yes.
Although I'm not a producer on Ain't Too Proud, but I produce a lot of projects. And the first 10 minutes into the performance, I said, this is so good. This is something that I would have produced exactly the way it is.
Yes.
From the wardrobe to the story to the choreography to the performances, everything was just top tier and done in excellence, and a celebration of Black folk, you know, Temptations, their story, and then to have all of these Black actors on stage. So by the time we got to intermission, I start, flipping through my phone, through my contacts, seeing who I may know who's connected to the show, to see how I can become an investor, because I just wanted to support it and be behind it. Yes. And eventually, and I was texting people. And that is unusual. I had my oldest son with me, and he saw it all. He saw how excited I was with this show. And about a week later, I connected with a dear friend, Ron Simons. Ron is a Broadway producer. He is, in fact, the Black producer with the most Tony Awards to date. That's about 5 or 6 right now. And so he knows that Broadway world.
Yes.
And he took me to the lead producers, Tom Hulsey and Ira Pittleman, and they created room for me to become an investor. In fact, I think I was probably the last investor on the show. And since then, I've invested in the tour, and I've invested in the upcoming London run and the UK tour. So I'm all in. I'm just, and I've seen the show so many times, and every time I watch it, I am moved in other ways.
Yes.
I just saw a performance in San Francisco, and that performance, which actually has a new actor playing Otis Williams' character, that actor brought tears to my eyes and some of those key emotional points in the story. And so it's a new experience every time I get to enjoy and experience Ain't Too Proud. And so that's how I got involved.
Yes. Oh my God. Let's talk about some of our favorite moments in the show. And I, like you, I mean, it is a project, it's a play, a musical. I mean, not only does it make you sing and dance and scream. I'm not a screamer. I was screaming, shouting
Yes.
throughout the whole thing. I was hoarse and sore the first time and the second time from last night. Last week, my daughter treated me for Christmas. Christmas came early. Jada did. And that night was super special because Otis Williams and Shelley Berger were there at the
Yeah.
end. I
They
mean,
pop up a lot. They attend a lot of shows.
oh my God, it was so, so incredible. And just to see, you can tell with the cast all of the honor and respect and a reverence for the characters that they play, and as well as when they did the tribute to Otis and Shell. I mean, you can't help but cry
Yeah.
throughout. You can't help but laugh and smile and keep and move. I mean, it's just it's just incredible. One thing that I think is so interesting is a lot of the audience doesn't know what to do because everybody wants to go wild. I've seen the wild audience really get, and then others are like really trying to be respectful and not go crazy so that
Right.
it doesn't take away from the performance.
Yes.
But the love and the joy that it produces in everyone is such a beautiful thing to see.
It really is.
Tell me about some of your favorites, and then I'll share mine.
Okay, all right, but I just have to echo. It is a contagious experience. I have attended performances where people are dancing in the aisles,
Wow.
and that's unusual because, to your point, this, especially when we were on Broadway, it's a Broadway show, and you want to be respectful and reserved and all that stuff. But the music, you just have to get up and move and enjoy the word that you just used is a word that I have used consistently since we first opened up on Broadway because it brings me and others so much joy. But a couple of my favorite scenes, and I know this sounds cliche, but I have to say it. It's like having children. We have 4 children. You
Yes.
can say what's your favorite, but I would say some of the most memorable scenes for me include the scene where Dennis Edwards' character is first presented with the song "Papa Was a Rolling Stone," and he was releasing that song. That's a Norman Whitfield, the great Norman Whitfield, who
Yes.
writer and producer, presented that song to the Temptations, and he didn't want to sing that because he's like, "That's the day my father actually died. What are you doing?
Yes.
Why are you doing this to me?" And as soon as that song became a hit, it just flipped. They enjoyed singing that song so much
I
because
love
it did so well. And so that's a funny scene, yet it's an emotional scene. And the
Yes.
other
And
scene
before you go on, we have to give a shout out to Dwayne Mitchell. He is tuning in. He
yes,
is playing
yes,
Dennis
he's on
Edwards.
tour.
Oh my God, does he play that part? He
Yes,
wanted to join us today, but of course, he just performed, and I'm telling you, he left his heart, soul, body parts all on that stage at the Amazon last night. I was
yes.
so surprised he was even interacting with me this morning, trying to join us. So
Well,
we're definitely going to have him on. He was absolutely incredible. We actually got connected through my post about the show last week. His cousin, Kelly Grimes, said, "That's my cousin," and she hasn't had a chance to see him yet, but she's
oh,
going to get to
nice.
see him soon. But yeah, so
Yes,
Dennis,
well, he
he's
is a phenomenal talent,
yeah,
and we're so lucky and blessed to have him on tour with us. He's
yes,
phenomenal. And I guess my second favorite scene, or I should say most memorable scene, is a very gripping, emotional, compelling scene when Otis Williams is notified that his son has passed away, was tragically killed in an accident. And I mean, gosh, you just cry
you
during
can't
that
help
scene.
but
It's so moving. And so Ain't Too Proud hits on so many different things, from the great music to the civil rights movement to race relations to the turmoil they faced within the group themselves, how they got started. It is a wonderful history lesson, and you walk away feeling so joyful when
you
you leave
do.
the theater. And their music, like so many Motown songs, have become the soundtrack to our lives.
Absolutely.
We just the music is kind of in our DNA. We just love this phenomenal music. Many of those songs were written by Smokey Robinson and of course Norman Whitfield, and even I believe my friends Eddie and now I'm drawing Brian, Eddie and Brian Holland,
Mhm.
along with their writing partner, Lamont Dozier, who recently passed away, wrote and produced a lot of the songs. So it's that richness of the Motown legacy that we experience through this musical. And so I encourage everyone, if you haven't seen it,
You
please go see it. If you've seen it, you'll catch things that you didn't see the first or second time. So I encourage you to return. And we're on tour for the next at least 1 year. We have dates throughout 2023, and we're also opening to our friends watching across the pond. We have our London premiere of Ain't Too Proud on April 22nd. And then after we do the London premiere, we will tour the UK. So it is everywhere, and treat yourself and enjoy the musical.
and Michael, I want to share there are so many favorites. I mean, I love the absolute whole entire musical. Every single moment just had me on the edge of my seat. But one that really stood out for me was when David Ruffin was leading I'm Losing You. And you're seeing all the videos and the pictures from the civil rights movement. And I mean, and then it was also kind of his exit from the group at that particular point, in the musical. And I mean, it was just so powerful on so many ways. Another thing that really stood out for me is when they made the transitions from all of the music, all of the singers leaving the group, the way that they did it in so much honor, how they did a tribute and allowed them to do their thing and show them it, doing their signature moves, or singing the songs, and they're in the signature way that they would sing the songs, and then transition them to the to the out of the group. And then we were blessed to see some come back, but it was just so well done and excellence. I too am just so grateful to have seen it 3 times, and I will see it 20 more times if given the opportunity. I want to shout out KJLH for making it possible for me and my guests to go last night. And Michael, thank you so much for joining me today to celebrate them. They are definitely an all-time musical favorite, and definitely one of our 12 Christmas favorites. So,
and a quick shout out to our fabulous playwright, Dominique.
yes.
And to our director, Des. I mean, there's so many people behind the scenes. Sergio, our choreographer, Tony Award-winning choreographer for his work on Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptation. So it's just a wonderful team that has come together to create this magical, wonderful work. So treat yourself. And if you want to find out more about where we're playing, you can go to ain'ttooproudmusical.com, ain'ttooproudmusical.com.
All right, Michael, thank you so much. You and the family enjoy this holiday season, and hope to see you in somewhere, whether it's Ain't Too Proud, some other production, or on another stage or interview soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Kelly. Merry Christmas. God bless you and your family.
Merry Christmas, and God bless you. Take good care.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for joining Impact Media Presents. As you know, we're a nonprofit organization, Impact Media and Entertainment Coalition. So grateful to Michael Swanson, the cast, the writers, everyone involved with the production of Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations. You must see this Tony Award-winning musical. It is absolutely phenomenal. You, your family will absolutely love it, of all ages. As Kelly Jenrette said earlier in the week when we spoke about it, she said, "Don't walk, run." And I agree. Have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you so much.